Jimmy, how are you?
Jeremy, I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Good. We're straight out of California.
We're back,
We're back,
back in Michigan.
and so happy to be here. It was a good trip to California, Huntington Beach specifically, where we attended the Future Proof conference, which is really not a conference.
Yeah, it's really an outdoor festival.
Yep.
I mean, it really is a totally new way to experience what had been a historically um, sort of dry and maybe sort of boring financial conferences. Totally new spin on it. Outdoors, right along the beach, music, food trucks. It was exciting.
So speaking of, got a
Yep.
couple pictures here, and just to give a little background about what it did look like. Yes, on the beach, and vendors and stages set up along the beach. Very nice setting. There's probably very few places on earth that you can actually predictably do something like this
Right.
from a weather perspective, but it was great. And it, I think that on the surface level, somebody could say, boy, it looks like a lot of fun. And yes, it was.
Right.
But it's also, it is very much so intended to be a place of collaboration and learning.
Right. And I think so. Future Proof. This was the third year that they've hosted this conference out in Huntington Beach. And I think the growth from the first year, which we actually did attend the very first year, I think the numbers were about 1,500 folks were at the first festival,
Yeah.
and then we had over 4,200
Oh, wow. Okay.
attendees this year. So they've almost tripled in the now 3 years from the first year we went in 2022.
And you did some individual meetings with vendors who were there as part of your program.
Right, well, that was really cool. So we had a big breakout room session, and you get to set up meetings ahead of the conference based on our firm size, services that we're looking for, things that we think we do well to meet with vendors and other potential solutions out there, other advisors. Set through some round tables. Yeah, it was just really impressive networking that was able to be done at this place.
So one of our core cultural values at On Track Wealth Management is listen and learn. And so clearly when we go out to a festival, a conference like this, we're looking to do those things in abundance. And so what are some of the things that you learned out there?
Well, the highlight for me was meeting my financial planning idol, which was Michael Kitces. It was a chance encounter, but it turned into a 10-minute conversation. I was sort of stuck, sort of in awe of him, but he was super gracious with his time. Gave some feedback on, asked a lot of questions about our firm, who we are, who we're serving, where we're located, and gave some good advice and opinions on things that he thought we could do to continue to improve, who we are and how we serve our clients. Direct indexing was a big topic of
Right.
conversation out there, which is an investment strategy that we utilize for a number of our clients. But that was sort of that was a big buzz
Yes.
out there. A lot of different providers are coming to market. The technology around it's getting pretty darn cool. I thought that was something that had a real buzz to it at the festival.
Building off of that, I agree. We took a deeper look at something called Canvas, which is O'Shaughnessy Asset Management, and they have put a lot, their direct indexing solution, but it's much more than that. You can do a lot of different things by merging different asset classes into one direct indexing bucket. You can customize it, you can do tax loss harvesting. It was slick, and the technology was really, really, really good on that, and gives us and by extension our clients a lot of optionality in terms of how they want to set up their portfolio.
Right. I mean, it's a pretty difficult concept to wrap your mind around if you've never been exposed to it before. The first time somebody starts to explain the investment philosophy to you, it can be really difficult to understand. But that technology, really, to your point, has come a long way in helping comprehend this material in a much more digestible fashion and understand the value that props that come along with it very quickly.
No doubt. Another one that I thought was interesting, Trust and Will. It's a company out there, another tech company, but they have a cadre of lawyers that they work with in different states to build out trusts and wills for people. what's interesting about that, it allows the advisor to kind of ride shotgun alongside the client
Right.
and have the same access that the clients do to their trusts and their wills and
Right.
all the paperwork and everything like that. But also, although of course the advisor, not being a lawyer, can't write the material, but they can help to guide people along the way.
Right, absolutely. And it's sort of ironic because my wife and I not too long ago established our estate plan, and we use trust and will. And I found the process to and this is no endorsement of the software, but we found it to be very easy to use and easy to understand, and the service. And we found we got a lot of value out of using trust and will. So
Interesting.
not an official endorsement here, but
Right.
we utilized it, and we are very happy with the service they provide. Now, the idea of being an advisor alongside working with them is something that I didn't think about or know about when my wife and I engaged with them.
And then lastly, I would just say AI seemed to be a theme throughout the conference, both in terms of investing at the AI level. Of course, that's been a hot topic for some time now, but also how that artificial intelligence is actually making its way into the operations and the execution of different things that you would do inside of a business now.
And we saw it for the financial world, but I think you're going to be seeing this in all industries.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to your point, the operational and execution on a lot of sort of like maybe mundane tasks.
Yep.
AI is going to be making a big step in there.
It's really interesting to see that now take a foothold. So it's real.
Right.
And as they say, it might be a little overblown at first, but it's still the early innings of the AI revolution.
No question.
All right, some of the most surprising things out there. I'll let you start if you have anything.
Well, I think the most surprising thing is just being able to meet a lot of the folks that we consume content from. Not that it's really surprising, but it's just really cool. Being able to meet Michael Kitces, who's somebody who I've read his financial planning blog for well over a decade now. You see the CNBC folks out there, shooting, live on and doing interviews live on stage, and they've got the shows set up out there. So you can see in some of those personalities that we see on TV, and we have the financial shows on, Bloomberg Radio being there. So a lot of these folks that we've seen on TV throughout most of the workday, being able to meet them in person was kind of cool.
It was. A surprising theme for me is music. So we know the promoters of this and the creators of the Future Proof conference, and they're into music themselves. They had some really good bands out there. They had the Ex-Ambassadors and they had Third Eye Blind.
Right.
And people were really into them. I thought Ex-Ambassadors were great. We talked about that. They were a really good band.
Wonderful show.
Yeah, really good show. They put on a good show. And then the other thing that I thought was really interesting, we met an advisor.
Yeah.
From Columbus, Ohio. And he's really into to rap,
right?
And he's made a book called Debt Row to Cash Flow, and it's all themed out like an album,
right,
with different themes on financial planning. Thought that was kind of neat and interesting.
Very.
Least surprising. Now, this is a bit of a joke, of course, but I did actually get out there and try to surf. Now, Huntington Beach is the surfing capital of the continental United States. It's a great surfing environment.
Yeah.
Great waves. And, I did get out there and try my hand at it. I was not that guy riding the wave.
Well, again, I would say I think this is one of the really cool parts of the conference, that this is something that started, at 6:45 in the morning. If you wanted to get up for yoga classes or meditation or learning how to surf, these were things that started before the conference. So listen, kudos to you for giving it a try. I was not brave enough. I know my strengths and my weaknesses, and surfing wasn't going to be something where I was going to excel.
You got to be in really good shape to do it, and then you got to have some skills and some timing and some balance on top of it. Got close, but never got there. Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
So, well, that's all we have for today. Thanks, everybody, for joining us.
Yes, thank you.